Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim in this country.
The former governor of Zamfara State has vowed that he is committed to the Islamization of Nigeria. And this has been the reason, of course, why Simon Ekpa is fighting to liberate his people. You can't force a people into a religion they never believed, as Nigeria have the right, the liberty to religious affiliations. But he said he is committed and a vow to make sure that the entire state of Nigeria become an Islamic state. Your take on this development?
Thank you for having me, Mazi Chugose. And I think we are going to reject this by everything in us. We are going to use our blood, we are going to use our soul to defend the Islamization of the southern Nigeria. As it stands today, the 12 states in the core north have been Islamized. And I must tell you now that in those states, the Sharia law comes even before the constitution of the Nigeria. So if you find yourself in the northern part of the Nigeria today, as a visitor, and you do something that is against the Sharia law, look at what happened to that young lady just because she was having an heated debate about Muhammad, Deborah in Sokoto. This lady, she was stoned to death. They said it was blasphemy against the prophet. And then we ask, is the prophet the president? Is the prophet the custodian of the constitution of Nigeria? This is the case. And this is why we must, at every space, every iota, every chance that we have, we must reject the Islamization. Yerima, that's the guy that said this. I mean, I think was one of the first governor of Zamfara State. This was the man who got married to a young child. I think he got married to that lady at the age of maybe 9 or 12 or thereabout. And he justified it that even Muhammad got married to Aisha at that tender age. Which means as long as Islam welcomes it, I mean, these are the barbaric tendencies that we find in that Islam, and this is what they want to spread across Nigeria. Let me remind every one of us, Nigeria remains a secular state. Nigeria is not an Islamic state. And we understand that we find ourselves under a Muslim ticket. However, I am using this medium to call on the Christian Association of Nigeria and also, of course, the Jews of Nigeria, which happens to be the Igbos, who are self-acclaimed Jews, by the way, that they have to continue to speak up. The Yorubas have been infiltrated. We understand that we almost have a balance between the Christians and the Muslims. But when we are talking about the voice of the Christians in Nigeria today, there happens to be the people from the Southeast extraction, and of course the South. Because when you are talking about Christianity, in the West Southwest, it has been divided, and we have almost that equal measure of both religion. But this tendency that the North have a jihadist mentality that they want to override the people, you know what that means? That means all our ladies will start putting on veils. They start putting on that black, in Yoruba they call it eleha. You know, they have that veil. So women will not have the liberty to even contest for election. Women might not even have the liberty to go to school. If you look at Afghanistan today, if you look at Iran today, women are not allowed to do some certain things that are allowed in the West. And this is what this man, calling himself a former governor of Zamfara, wants to bring into Nigeria. They said that in Kano State, as of last year during the election, the Israel police, they invaded some houses. They said that those houses are motels. They beat those ladies. They went into some people's businesses that they are selling alcohol. And then, you know what they did with the alcohol? They destroyed all the alcohol businesses. But when it is time to share taxes made from alcohol that we in the South drink, they are always ready to stretch their hands out and have a share out of it. So this level of hypocrisy that they are trying to push, okay, I mean, this was the agenda of Uthman Danfodio, whereby his intention was, we are born to rule, and you know, that is one tool they use to manipulate people. That is one tool they use to manipulate people, which is the Islam. And this is why the world is fighting and supporting Israel. Look at what is going on between Israel and Palestine. Now that war has extended into Lebanon. Now Iran is saying that Israel is pushing. How is Israel pushing you? Because you feel you share the same religious what? Intimacy. You guys are the same. If we look at this, it's 2000 till very date. One religion, okay, has always been in the dark pools of terror, and that is Islam. I mean, if you look at our northern part, if you look at our north central, the ideology that is compelling people to move mad is religion, is this Islam. Okay? The, I mean, so the excesses of this religion has to be checked. The 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 the, 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 the extremism in it has to be checked because it doesn't speak well that a man who is a former and I have to ask myself, why has the DSS not arrested such a person? Why will a man come out and say that we are pushing for the total Islamization of Nigeria, and then the DSS, the Christian Association of Nigeria, are quiet about it? I think if care is not taken, the Nigerian people will end up taking that Calvary, that cross of Calvary, to fight against this Islamic supremacy.
Now, if it is coming from a politically exposed person, a former governor for that matter, who should have known the law and what the law says about the rights of the people to freedom of worship, now it's no longer hidden that the agenda for Islamization is paramount to an average northerner. Now, is this Islamic religion different from the one practiced in United Arab Emirates? And of course, Saudi Arabia, where they do travel for holy pilgrimage.
What they practice in United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia is what we call the modernized form of Islam. What they want to practice in Nigeria today is the Islam of the old days, the barbaric Islamism, wherein it believes in conquer and taking up of lands. These were the ideologies of every Arabians, the Muslims of those years, whereby they invade people's land, they compulsively turn them to Muslims, rape their wives, take up their children as wives, and take up the land.
Something happened in Lebanon, just as you cited. Lebanon was once a Christian dominated state.
This is why the fight of Israel is so important for the Lebanon. As it were, the Israelis are calling the Lebanese to support them to push out the Hamas and the Hezbollah. Ask yourself the question that why are the Hamas and the Hezbollah refugees, why are they not running into Dubai? And why is Dubai not welcoming them? It is because the Dubai have been able to modernize the religion. Okay? They have been able to take it from that old order to the new order that Islam can actually be tolerant. This is why you see that there's always this incessant war between the Christians and Muslims in Nigeria because the Muslims believe in so much supremacy that we are ahead. So, but I understand that some people who are Muslim will like, I should not generalize. But the point is, these people I cannot call them any other word other than calling them Islam Muslims. So the entire religion has to, and it is not only predominant in Nigeria. Look at what's going on in Niger. Look at what's going on in Burkina Faso. Look at what's going on in Lebanon. Look at what's going on between Yemen. These things are religious based. They are religiously pushed.
We do have to blame somebody, but who have remained consistent in liberating his people from such subjugation. The basis of one of the bases for which Biafrans are calling for an independent state.
I cannot blame him. Yeah, because you must understand that religion is a tool of suppression. And unfortunately, some places in the southeast right now have been penetrated, most especially Enugu and Ebonyi. And this is why you see that there's always a frequent fracas in Enugu State. Most especially, I think, in the northern Enugu State that is close to Kogi and the likes. So, like the issue that happened in Andoni and all that, whereby the invaders, which are the Fulanese herdsmen, maim some people. So, this religion, they present to you like they are peaceful people. And when you now start going deep, they expect you to be suppressive to the religious leader, and afterwards you become manipulated. These are what they do, and then they brainwash you, they hypnotize you. But it is a right thing for someone else to say that, well, we are known to be a descendant of the Jews.
It was alleged that Oyo State and Lagos is practicing Sharia. Are you aware of that?
No, well, that is a blatant lie. But I can tell you that we have considerable amount of Muslims in Oyo State. I think, well, I think Osun State has the largest number of Muslims. They're followed by Oyo State. However, nothing like Sharia is being practiced. But I know there have been discussions on introducing them in some states, most especially even in my own hometown, where I'm from, because I'm from the northern part of Oyo, very close to Ilorin and close to northern part of Benin. So this is where I'm from. We were the ones that fought the Dahomes, like my territory. That's where I'm from. So this issue of Sharia in the western part of the Nigerian is not welcomed by me, and of course by even the Muslims Yorubas do not welcome this Sharia law. But I know that the Iloris have adopted Sharia to some extent, and you know the affinity we have with the Ilorin. But of course, the point is, what is the president doing? What has the constitution said? The constitution has said Nigeria is a secular state. And again, no other law should ever be the first recourse when it comes to judgment, adjudication. That idea that they'll be using Sharia law to first sort out issues in the north is, I mean, it should be criminalized. If I go out there and I steal, what did the Nigerian constitution say first? Not you bringing the Sharia law that cut off my hand. No, what the Nigerian constitution says is what must be applied. I stole what? I stole, maybe this person stole a bag of rice. Go into the prison for 6 months. That's it. Not you. If I blaspheme your God or whatever the case, what did the Nigerian constitution say? Lock me up and I apologize. Not you stoning people. So we must understand that Nigeria needs to be rejigged. And of course, I do not blame those who are agitating for that secession, that they must leave this country that seems to be governed like a zoo.
Honestly, before you leave, you say you are from the lineage of warriors that fought the Home War and all that. And eventually, what has happened suddenly, that bravery and all that, the Yorubas communities, even in Oyo, has been taken over by Fulanis. So what are you doing at the seed of warriors who fought the war? What exactly is happening?
You want to hear my story? Let me tell you, we are born warriors, and of course, this rhetoric that the Fulanis have taken a part of the Oyo state is a blatant lie. It's more or less me telling you that maybe the Fulanis have taken Andoni, the northern parts of Enugu. Of course, it's a lie. They were welcome. They were given lands for their pastoral farming, for their livestock keeping, and this is the issue. Okay, we have a. Let me tell you, we have a part in Oyo State whereby 80% of the residents there are Fulanis, and these Fulanis they speak Yoruba perfectly. You understand? This. Let me tell you, this territory is between Ishenyi and Shaki, but there's no need for me going in there. When we don't want we don't want to go into war. Nobody's calling for it. But I tell you that if you look at the past, when there was war in Nigeria, those who brought decisive blow to the war coming to an end were Yorubas. I think that's all for now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Lee. Well, let's have it for another day. This is CoWeb TV, of course. Lee was once from the lineage of warriors, but today he might not be described as a coward anyway. But whatever be the case, his own home country is under siege, and that warrior and that lion, sleeping lion, we are waiting for it to be awakened in defense of his own people and the posterity. Thank you once again. This is CoWeb TV. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.